Hello friends, today we'll start first chapter of 10th CBSE Mathematics, Real Numbers. Let's recall first what are natural numbers. The natural numbers are the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Whole numbers are natural numbers including 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Integers are the numbers -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 and so on. Rational numbers, the numbers which can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q not equals to 0. For example, 2 by 3 is a rational number, -1 by 5 is a rational number, 8 is also a rational number because it can be expressed as 8 by 1. Next, irrational numbers. Rational numbers, set of rational numbers and set of irrational numbers are disjoint sets. They have no elements in common. So, we'll define set of irrational numbers as the numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q. For example, root 2, root 3 and so on. Even pi is also an irrational number. If we take union of rational and irrational, we get set of real numbers. So here natural number is subset of whole number, subset of integers, further it is subset of rational numbers. Union of rational and irrational gives set of real numbers. So set of real numbers is supposed to be the superset among these sets. The first concept of this chapter is Euclid's division lemma. What it states: for the given positive integers a and b, there exist unique integers q and r satisfying the relation a equals to bq plus r, where 0 less than or equals to r is less than b. Actually, this comes from the division process. Suppose a is to be divided by b. On division, we get answer which is quotient, and after few steps, we get r, the remainder. We remain with the term r, and this r, it should be always less than the divisor. In some cases, this remainder may be 0. In some cases, it is non-zero. So r will always lie in between 0 and b. We call a as dividend, b as divisor, q as quotient and r as remainder. So the relation between these four is dividend equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. This is Euclid's division lemma. Now, what is the use of this Euclid's division lemma? We know highest common factor. Suppose we want to find the highest common factor of two numbers a and b. You apply division process. Repeated division process gives the repeated steps of Euclid's division lemma. Now, HCF is the last non-zero remainder in the division process. To clear this, let's start examples. Exercise 1.1, first question: use Euclid's division algorithm to find highest common factor of. First is to find HCF of 135 and 225. Apply division process. You divide 225 by 135. 135 into 1 is 135. You will get remainder 0. Further, 135 is to be divided by 90. So 90 into 1 is 90. We get the remainder 45. Further, 90 is to be divided by 45. 45 into 2 is 90. Now let's stop the process. From the first step, we can express 225 as 135 into 1 plus the remainder 90. Means applying Euclid's lemma. Again you apply Euclid's lemma to the second. 135 can be expressed as 90 into 1 plus remainder 45. From the third, 90 can be expressed as 45 into 2 plus remainder 0. There are three remainders, 90, 45 and 0 throughout the process. But the smallest non-zero remainder is the HCF. So here the smallest non-zero remainder is 45. So HCF of 135 and 225 is 45. This is the answer. Next example, to find HCF of 196 and 38220. You can check 196 into 195 gives 38220. It means 196 is a perfect divisor of 38220. Means 38220 is divisor 196 into quotient plus the remainder. Here in the first step only we get the remainder 0. So in such case the highest common factor will be the divisor itself. So here HCF is 196. Let's solve one more example. Find the HCF of 867 and 255. I have already written the division process. We will apply directly Euclid's lemma. From the first, we can express 867 as 255 into 3 plus remainder 102. From second step, we can express 255 as 102 into 2 plus the remainder 51. From third, we can express 102 as 51 into 2 plus remainder. So throughout the process, smallest non-zero remainder is 51. So here HCF of 867 and 255 is 51. Question number 2. Show that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 और 6q plus 5 where q is some integer. मतलब इसमें ये प्रूफ करना है कि कोई भी odd integer ये तीन में से किसी एक फॉर्म में एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं. So let a be any positive integer and b equals to 6. So a is 6q plus r with usual notation. So q be the quotient and r be the remainder. अब r remainder है इसलिए वो 6 से smaller होगा. So r can take the value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. तो ये r के सारे वैल्यूज a में रिप्लेस करता है. तो a becomes 6q plus 1, a equal to 6q plus 2, a equals to 6q plus 3, 6q plus 4 and 6q plus 5. Consider 6q plus 2, 6q plus 4. When a is 6q can be written as 2 times 3q. When a is 6q plus 2, it can be written as 2 into 3q plus 1. And when a is 6q plus 4, again taking 2 common, 3q plus 2. So in all the three cases, a is multiple of 2, that is 6q plus 2, 6q plus 4 are divisible by 2. Therefore, they cannot be odd integer. Now you consider a to be 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3, 6q plus 5. In this, 6q is divisible by 2, but 1, 3, 5 are not divisible by 2. That is 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 and 6q plus 5 are not divisible by 2. और जो नंबर 2 से डिविजिबल नहीं है वो ऑड है. दैट इज 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3, 6q plus 5 are odd integers. Hence proved. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ जाते हैं. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. An army contingent of 616 members is to march behind an army band of 32 members in a parade. The two groups are to march in the same number of columns. What is the maximum number of columns in which they can march? तो यहाँ पर HCF ही फाइंड करना होगा क्योंकि HCF will give the maximum number of columns. So to find HCF of 32 and 616, तो कौन से मेथड से फाइंड करोगे? यस, बाय यूक्लिड्स डिवीजन एल्गोरिथम. 616 को डिवाइड करते हैं 32 से. आप ये चेक करो, 32 इंटू 19, 32 इंटू 19 इज 608. So 32 into 19 gives 608, which leaves the remainder 8. So by Euclid's division lemma, 616 can be written as 32 into 19 plus 8. Further, if you divide 32 by 8, 8 into 4 is 32, which gives the remainder 0. It means in this case, the smallest non-zero remainder is 8. Means HCF is 8. So HCF of 32 and 616 is 8. Therefore, the maximum number of columns in which they can march is 8. Question number 4. Use Euclid's division lemma to show that square of any positive integer is either of the form 3m or 3m plus 1 for some integer m. किसी भी पॉजिटिव इंटीजर का स्क्वायर ये एक तो 3m या 3m plus 1 फॉर्म में एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं, ये प्रूव करना है. विद यूजुअल नोटेशन, let a be any positive integer, let b equals to 3. So a will be 3q plus r, where r will be less than 3. So R will take values 0, 1 और 2. हमको स्क्वायर के लिए ये प्रूफ करना है. So first consider the case a equals to 3q. a square it will be 9q square. 9 को हम स्प्लिट कर सकते हैं 3 इंटू 3. सो दिस विल बी 3 इंटू 3q स्क्वायर. वैसे भी q ये एक इंटीजर है, उसका स्क्वायर इंटीजर होगा, उसका 3 मल्टीपल भी इंटीजर होगा. लेट अस से इट एज m. इट मीन्स द स्क्वायर इज ऑफ द टाइप 3m where m is integer. Second case a equals to 3q plus 1. जब r की वैल्यू 1 है तब अब इसका स्क्वायर 3q plus 1 whole square. Squaring we get 9q square plus 6q plus 1. From first two terms we can take 3 common. So in bracket we'll have 3q square plus 2q plus 1. q इंटीजर है इसलिए ये पूरा ब्रैकेट हम m कंसीडर करता है. सो इट इज़ 3m plus 1. अगेन m इज एन इंटीजर. थर्ड केस if a equals to 3q plus 2, squaring both sides, expanding bracket, so we get 9q square plus 12q plus 4. 4 can be written as 3 plus 1, and from first 3 terms you can take 3 common. So in bracket we'll have 3q square plus 4q plus 1 plus 1. Assuming this bracket as m, so it is 3m plus 1. So in all the 3 cases you can see the square is either 3m, 3m plus 1 and again 3m plus 1. So this proves that square of any positive integer. This proves that square of any positive integer is of the form 3m or 3m plus 1. Proved. Next question है question number 5. Use Euclid's division lemma to show that cube of, मतलब प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन में हमने स्क्वायर के लिए प्रूव किया था, यहाँ पर हमको प्रूव करना है क्यूब के लिए. ऑफ एनी इंटीजर इज ऑफ द फॉर्म 9m plus 1 और 9m plus 8. So let a equals to 3q plus r. तो यहाँ पर मैंने 9q नहीं लिया, जो नंबर 9 से डिविजिबल है वो 3 से भी डिविजिबल है. अगर हम 9 कंसीडर करता है 3 के जगह, देन इन दैट केस वी हैव टू कंसीडर 9 केसेस. उस केस में r की जो वैल्यू होगी वो 0, 1, 2 से लेकर 8 तक, मतलब 9 केसेस हमको लिखने पड़ता है. सो जो नंबर 9 से डिविजिबल है वो 3 से भी डिविजिबल है, इसलिए कंसीडरिंग इंस्टेड ऑफ कंसीडरिंग 9 कंसिडर इट एज 3. सो लेट a इक्वल्स टू 3q plus r, where r is either 0, 1 or 2. So case 1, when r is 0, a is 3q. We have to prove it for cube. So a cube will be 3q whole cube. That is 27q cube. This can be written as 9 into 3q cube. Since q is an integer, its cube is integer, its multiple 3 is integer, so consider bracket to be m, where m is an integer. So in the case 1 we had proved that cube is of the form 9m. Consider the second case. When r is 1, then a will be 3q plus 1. Taking cubes, 3q plus 1 whole cube. Expanding, apply a plus b whole cube formula. According to that, it is 27q cube plus 27q square plus 9q plus 1. From first 3 terms, take 9 common. So we get 3q cube plus 3q square plus q plus 1. Consider this bracket as m. So it is 9m plus 1. So here we had proved that cube is of the form 9m plus 1. Third case. When r is 2, then a will be 3q plus 2. Taking cubes, 3q plus 2 whole cube. Again apply a plus b whole cube formula. We get 27q cube plus 54q square plus 36q plus 8. From first 3 terms, you can take 9 common. So in bracket, 9q cube plus 6q square plus 4q plus 8. Considering the bracket as m. So it is 9m plus 8. So in third case, we had proved that cube is of the type 9m plus 8. तो इन तीनों केसेस में हमने ये प्रूव किया किसी भी पॉजिटिव इंटीजर का क्यूब ये 9m या 9m प्लस 1 या 9m प्लस 8 फॉर्म में होता है. सो द क्यूब ऑफ any positive integer is of the form 9m or 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. Hence proved.